Okay, I had someone actually ask me if I would actually do a DC versus DC fight. Ironically, they picked Lobo, the main man, versus Doomsday, the creature that killed Superman. Now, of course, when I say Doomsday, I'm talking specifically of Death of Superman Doomsday, not Hunter Prey Doomsday, not Doomsday War Doomsday, not Superman Doomsday, not Reign of Doomsdays. Just the very, very first one that we saw, where he beat up a kind of mediocre Justice League and essentially beat Superman to death. That's the version I'm going with. Versus Lobo. The version of Lobo I'm going to go with, not the initial version. Yes, the version everyone knows and loves, the kind of Wolverine style character, is not the initial Lobo. The initial Lobo looked and acted absolutely nothing like Wolverine with super strength and super speed. Now, the first time that I know of that Lobo fought Superman, Superman was during the reign of the Krypton Man. So Superman was kind of in a Eradicator style mode. So you've got a more cold-blooded, more vicious Superman taking on an entirely drunk out of his mind Lobo. And Lobo actually beat the daylights out of Superman. Of course, they ended up being some kryptonite. Superman had to hop into his Kryptonian war suit to survive it. And then later, when Superman was eclipsed, he was able to pretty much knock Lobo unconscious through a speed blitz. So Lobo actually has an awful lot of similarity to Superman, except that he fights a lot dirtier. So as always, we've got the 9 things that we're going with: intelligence, fighting ability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, energy projection, versatility, and X factor. If you happen to have, if it's 4 to 5, the person with 5 more than likely should win. 6 to 3, greater chance of that person winning. 7 to 2, it's a no-brainer. 8 to 1, why in that same panel? 9 to 0, the person probably dies off panel during the fight. So we'll go right into it. Lobo in Doomsday, intelligence. I have to give this one, of course, to Lobo, because he actually does think. And he's actually pretty decent. He did actually kill everyone else on his planet. Fighting ability. Again, I've got to go with Lobo on this one. Lobo actually is a pretty solid fighter, all things considered. Strength. This one I'm probably going to give to Doomsday. While Lobo was able to, beat Superman and actually bloody him, just from straight bludgeoning, he wasn't able to do the level of damage that Doomsday was able to do over a longer period of time. Speed. During the Death of Superman arc, Doomsday's never really shown to have an incredible amount of speed. They're always amazed at how fast he is, but he didn't really seem to have a superhuman level of speed. He definitely had a lot more power behind him than anything else, and the ability to take a beating. So I'll probably give the speed advantage to Lobo, since I've actually seen Lobo speed blitz before. Okay, durability. The weird thing about this is we know they both have healing factors. Doomsday comes back from a decent amount of damage, and you have to essentially entirely destroy him. Lobo comes back from a drop of blood really, really fast. Lobo was eradicated during 52 into a puddle of blood and pretty much reformed on panel a couple of panels later. So I'll probably give the durability edge. I actually have to give that to Lobo. All things considered, that kind of actually has to go to Lobo. Alright, and vulnerability. That's Doomsday by a mile. Energy projection. Lobo has used vehicles in the past. That's about it. I mean, he does have the ability to use additional guns and weaponry. And he is not afraid to destroy a planet to survive. Versatility. one of the problems is going to actually, I go, Lobo actually probably does have more versatility, all in all, but I think you look at what Doomsday has the ability to do. Doomsday, I think, has a better level of natural weaponry. If Doomsday can survive, the chain and probably get hit with a motorcycle, which I'm pretty sure he probably can, he's going to be stuck against a Lobo who pretty much punches and kicks. Punches, kicks, knees. So he's going to be able to probably hurt Doomsday, but Doomsday's covered in sharp, jagged edge material. Now we're coming down to the X Factor. In a fight like this, if Lobo thinks he's losing, Lobo gets really, really sloppy. And Lobo would have no problem going, okay, I'm not doing as well as I should, and leaving. Or the money's not good enough, I'm gonna leave. Where Doomsday will hunt him down to the end of time. You're probably thinking, whoa, wait a minute. So the creature that killed Superman would actually lose in a fight to Lobo. Potentially, yeah. And based solely off of the following things. Lobo, if you read Rebels, Lobo was taken to a whole different level. The villain known as Starro essentially began to clone part of the Zarian people, or Khazarian people, to try to kill Lobo, because Lobo killed his whole planet. And if a drunk Lobo can almost kill Superman, and I mean, he was barely could stand up drunk. He was able to almost beat Superman, who was in a cold-blooded, I almost killed Draga mode, before the kryptonite got introduced. Lobo does have a tremendous amount of skills. Also, at the same time, Lobo is not above, if he's fighting Doomsday and things are not going well, he's not above essentially either using his motorcycle, which in some cases he can use to teleport long distances, using guns that are on the level of like what Cable and Deadpool would use. So he's got an awful lot of, bizarre things that he can do. And at the same time, he faked being a pacifist just to essentially destroy a religion. There's a reason why Lobo is called the main man. He is probably one of the most dangerous people in the DC universe. Because he's always got some sort of strategy. And at the same time, he left the old DC universe with a Red Lantern ring around his neck, knowing that if he were to use that, it's going to make him ridiculously tough to try to defeat. The fact that if Doomsday were to kill Lobo, Lobo's coming back in a matter of seconds. It's Lobo's recovery that he was given recently. To come back from essentially dying at the hands of like Lady Styx and then just being like, oh yeah, he's a puddle of blood, standing there, now he's naked. Yeah, I can regenerate from like a single cell really fast. So if Lobo were to fight Doomsday, again, this is Doomsday from a specific era. This is Death of Superman Doomsday, not Hunter Prey Doomsday. If it's Hunter Prey, it's a whole different story. It's impossible to defeat that Doomsday. But Lobo's gone through so many transitions and power upgrades that the last iteration of the DC universe, or post-crisis, pre-new DC universe, had so many abilities and skills that actually puts him a slight nudge above Doomsday.